now made our way to Plymouth. But it's still freezing out, 14 degrees. Cold. Sewing basket in Plymouth, Wisconsin. Oh, here in Virginia, I'm not helping at all. Wow, big, wonderful quilt shop. Oh, the ladies are busy shopping, and Mike wants to point out that he has found some logo gear here that he thinks I might be interested in. He knows I'm a big coffee fan. So, Elaine, what did you just say about Cheryl? Once she starts talking, you can't get her to stop talking? Is that what it is? But she's normally kind of camera shy?
Yeah, I don't like the camera.
Yeah, this is Cheryl.
That's the way it works.
This is Elaine.
Hello.
We're in Sewing Basket, and they're about to give me a tour.
We have a little bit of everything. We make good partners because we do different things. Cheryl really likes piecing and designing. I tend to do a little bit more applique and embroidery. So it works out good for both of us. Well, there'll be things where Cheryl will say, oh, hey, I saw this pattern. We should get that and do a sample. I'm like, yeah, you should make the sample. That's good. Or she'll say, oh, here, you should make this one.
Right.
So you'll see different things from applique to machine embroidery. We've got a create your own quilt class coming up with applique.
May I put some words in your mouth?
Sure.
Isn't that the wonderful thing about a local quilt shop, though, is there's always something for everybody, and that's one of the cool things about the art form of quilting is there's something for everybody, even if you're...
Very much so.
Yeah, and you can always switch any fabric choices in any pattern to make it more your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're an hour from everywhere.
Got it.
We're in a small town. Plymouth has 8,000 people.
Right.
Obviously, we need more business than just the people in Plymouth who quilt, so we do a lot of work to generate people to come.
Right.
We have a very eclectic shop. Because if you come with a car full of 4 people, everybody wants something different.
Absolutely.
If you're all one style, a couple people are disappointed because you aren't their style.
You only have to have one style. The style the driver likes.
There you go.
That way you get all 4 people to stay all day.
That's it. And it works out really well. People come in. One of the biggest things they say is they see things here that they've never seen before. And that's a combination of things. We work really hard to find a variety of different fabric companies. A lot of shops carry just 1 or 2 lines. We carry a lot of different fabrics from different companies.
So now, Elaine, though, I was just noticing you were saying that you really pride yourself on having different and unique. You do a lot of your own custom kits for the shop, right?
Custom kits as well as our own unique patterns. The one right behind you was made from that panel.
She designed it.
Cheryl designed the quilt. And so we have a combination of things. We'll make little pillows to go along. But people come in and say, oh, I've never seen that before. That's because we made it. One of the other fun ones over here, we tend to do different things. This one was just our regular mix 6 pattern with the elephant, his ear and his tail.
So fun.
And oh, by the way,
it's reversible.
This was a quilt. The line of fabric came with a panel that made the little animals that are hanging there. And we used one of the animals and appliqued the elephant onto the quilt instead of making it into a pillow. And it also came with a little book. And so it was just a fun way to get a different project. These little things we hang up sometimes. We do a lot of quilting with our embroidery machine. And on the embroidery machine, we were able to, there was a built-in rhinoceros, and we took an outline of it, put a couple of them in the hoop, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the film, but the rhinos are all heading that way, along with mom, and the little baby's going the wrong way. And one little rhino's going the wrong way. Right. If you remember the old Dr. Seuss book, Are You My Mother?
Right.
He's a little confused.
Are you my mother? And I also was complimenting when you and you ladies were in there writing your order. Your displays are incredible because you put so much extra character and extra time into the displays. It's just really fun to see that. Well, you're welcome.
We just kind of reset the whole shop after the holidays, taking down Christmas and kind of reworking the shop again. So we do that every year at the beginning of the year.
Right.
So
fantastic.
Even for our regulars, it feels fresh when they walk in.
Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, that really is key, isn't it? In an artistic environment like this, is always keeping things moving.
And we have the standing joke. This is the grand staircase.
Got it.
The original building is just over 100 years old. These spindles came from Cheryl's old house years ago, and they turned our 2 steps into a grand staircase.
A grand staircase.
It's a good joke anyway. This is another quilt that Cheryl designed.
Great job, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Do you ever sleep? People ask me the question all the time.
No.
Do you ever sleep?
Everything I see a pattern in
Got it.
and start twisting and turning it into something else.
Right,
So
right.
it's just kind of the way my brain works.
Right. And then whatever you don't see, she does.
Right.
And
Something
the
like
two of you
that.
are quite a pair. Dynamic duo.
Yes, people have said that. We do some online video training series, and we have a new Studio Y, is what we're calling it,
You
for
were
online
telling me.
training.
Right.
The name is Studio Y, comes from the Y of We're the Wise Guys.
Right.
Sometimes because we can be a little bit wisecracky.
Sure.
And otherwise, we both have a Y in our name, so it seemed appropriate. And the wise old owl makes a great logo.
Perfect. I love it.
what we're up
So
to.
you have something you want to tell me about your video work that you were doing.
What we wanted to do with the videos is have it be as though you're sitting next to us in our sewing room. We think about what our customers ask us. They ask Cheryl if she can come to their house and do their quilt math. They'll say, oh, I wish I could have you next to me in my sewing room. So, by the way, your classes are never the right day of the week or the time of day.
Right.
And we're in Wisconsin and it snows and I can't go. And by the way, my sewing machine is heavy.
Right.
So all of those things make classes difficult. So we decided to do the online Studio Y, do a combination of free things, some recipes, some fun quilt blocks, and then tips and tricks, as well as some full-blown classes on kind of sparking your creativity. So
Right.
this is one that we started with when we got the fabric originally. There was a bird print that went with it.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up printing it later, but one of the embroidery companies came up with, worked with the fabric designer, and they designed the bird embroideries. And so what we did was take the fabric, started with a disappearing 9 patch, and then we've appliqued the embroideries on top of it. So the video class on this one will be the whole process of Cheryl and I talking and saying, what do we want to make out of it? We've got these colors. What colors are going to pick? What pattern are we going to pick? When we go to do the embroidery, are we going to embroider right on the quilt, or are we going to embroider on top of and then applique down? And
There's going to be so much to
lot of
learn.
reasons and
So much to learn in this.
yeah. So that's one of the things that we're starting with, and we'll be going from there.
Okay. Cameraman's making a cameo. Oh, you got to come over here. I am promising right now to all of you, I won't edit this part out of the video. When they get the video done, and it won't be too much longer, we're going to let you all know about it so you can see and learn. This is going to be really cool. And Elaine and I were talking about all the steps.
And we're going to have better sound coming up, thanks
Super
to
cool.
Rob.
We're talking microphones, and we'll see if the microphone helps as we bring the microphone in close like that. That's terrible. But yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, and as soon as that video is ready, I'm going to put a link out there on social media for all of you because I really, as I said, my job is to help support local quilt shops, quilters, designers, artists, and we're going to give these ladies a big shout out when that video comes out. Super excited.
Thank you, and we appreciate it and
My
love
pleasure.
Michael Miller Fabric.
Yay! Oh, I got an extra plug too. Maybe it's the new hat. I don't know. Yeah, now I am really excited about this online class, but we were talking earlier and I thought I was sitting in your regular classroom and you said that was the annex now because you have a big classroom for like 20 folks. Is that correct?
We sure do.
Awesome. So I believe, I'm going to embarrass you again, Cheryl. Where's the classroom?
It's down here. If we go down, again, we've just been resetting from Christmas, so there's some decorations sitting around that we haven't gotten put away yet. But
Right?
Come and see our junk room.
I got
Oh, we're
class
going to the junk room anyways. Okay.
I got class on Friday, so it'll be cleaned up by then.
Got it.
So again,
Oh, wow. The lighting's great.
yeah. So this is normally it's going to be our ironing station, cutting
Right.
station as soon as we get our decorations put away into
Got it.
storage.
Got it.
And then if you come around here, we have enough space
Wow.
for at least 20 machines. Otherwise, the back half a lot of times gets set up for lecture demo.
Right?
If we're doing that.
Sorry to interrupt, but when's the popcorn? Like, my family is all about popcorn here. You serve popcorn with classes, I assume.
We do.
That is great. Wonderful. What do you think, Virginia? Isn't this awesome
This is
down
gorgeous. I could live down here.
Yeah.
here? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so last question, ladies. As I walked in the shop, there was a young lady at the counter talking about signing up for like an impromptu class or something.
Yep.
What is this teaching theory? I love this idea. You got to tell everybody about this.
Okay. It is 3-day class that I offer called Ad-lib quilting, and it's the concept of making a quilt without a pattern.
Boom, and presto, we're in a new area. The magic of TV. I love it. Okay, so you're going to show me a quilt, though, so we had to run back upstairs.
The Ad-lib quilts...
Ad-lib video, Ad-lib quilt.
Yep. Is the concept of just kind of working with different pieces. It's great for panels when people say, I love this panel, but it's upside down.
Upside down.
I love this panel, but I don't know what to do with it. So it's a concept of just creating different parts and pieces and then working with open-ended areas to be able to put those pieces together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it probably teaches them how to do a ton of math and yet be creative and free.
And I also tell them when they come to my classes, if you have rulers that you've been buying up at different shows and you have all these rulers and you don't use them enough, bring them along. We'll make a block with them. We'll then figure out how to incorporate that block into the quilt after the fact. So you don't have to have a plan for it before you're making it.
Right.
So this is another Christmas one. These are actually 2 quilts from one of our customers who's just gone crazy with this whole concept. And so she borrowed them to us for my class that's starting in 2 weeks. So again, she started
just wonderful.
She started with this panel.
Sure.
And then added some of the coordinates.
Yeah, probably fell in love with that fabric. Thought, what do I do next?
Right.
Yeah, and then from that point on, it was like, well, there's so many options. Let's do a bunch of them.
And there is no pattern. You could never write this pattern because you're just creating as you go.
Right. I was cracking up because there was no supply list. There was no rules. There was just a ton of support. And, the ladies were just saying, come on down. It was just really cool to see how accepting the shop was and how excited, the young lady was about coming to the workshop and getting involved. So hats off to you both.
And it's sweet that you said young lady. She's a wonderful, sweet customer, and she's 87.
Yes.
And she is absolutely open to trying something new. It's so much fun.
I always say the best thing about quilting is there's something for everybody. And you can see 3 different quilt makers, 3 different people. And that's what I'm saying. There's something different for everybody. And you can't really judge a book or a quilt by its cover because I don't look like I should be making quilts, and I love making quilts. And a lot of times when I see these folks come into the shops that may be working on some of their last quilts, you would be surprised how bold and bright their color palette is. So we just we should never judge.
Oh, no.
And we should
you
always
never
create.
assume anything when they walk in the door.
Yeah.
Let them lead you where they want to go. Yep.
And that's what makes a quilt shop a safe place to come and hang out and visit. So please come and visit Sewing Basket in, what city am I in?
Plymouth, Wisconsin.
Plymouth, Wisconsin. I almost had a great ending to this video. Almost. Maybe next time.